Over half of new parents feel overwhelmed by the varying opinions on baby and child nutrition. So with so many conflicting sources of information on the web, how do we determine what should we be feeding our babies? What is safe? And joining us now is Dr. Tanya Altman, is the author of What to Feed Your Baby. This is a great topic, especially for myself. I'm not going to lie, being a new mom. Okay, so let's talk first about why parents struggle when it comes to making sure that their child is getting the best nutrition. I know there are a lot of options out there.
There are, and as you know, Casey, being a new mom, there is information everywhere available on the internet, on social media. You might have your own parents or grandparents, telling you in your ear what to feed your baby. And guidelines have even changed over the last few years. So really the goal now is to get all the healthy, good sources of nutrition in early to get kids not only getting nutrition on a regular basis, but getting used to the taste of good nutrition. So I like to start with things like smashed avocado, whole milk yogurt like Yo Baby by Stonyfield Yogurt, which is the #1 pediatrician recommended brand. It's a good source of protein, calcium, and vitamin D, and also has the new BB12 probiotic, which is important for gut health and digestion.
Okay, so at what point in time do you start incorporating those type of foods? And are you still trying to incorporate breast milk along the way? Give us a time frame.
Sure, definitely. So when your baby's born, you're going to start breastfeeding or nursing. And around 6 months of age, depending on when your baby is ready, you'll start introducing solids along with continuing to breastfeed or feed your baby formula. And the breast milk or formula is still a very important part of your baby's nutrition all the way up until 1 year of age or even later.
Weekdays at 3 on ABC 25.
When they learn to eat and they start needing that extra little bit of good, healthy nutrition. So you want to start incorporating fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, good healthy sources of protein such as yogurt, probiotics. I've even started also incorporating some pureed salmon now into my 6-month-old's diets to really get them used to the taste of things that are healthy, so that way they can build good long-term eating habits for the rest of their life.
And talk about the importance of probiotics, because I know for some colicky babies there are probiotic drops to help with the digestion so they don't get gassy. Is that something that's good to incorporate, you say, from 6 months on, in addition to other good foods?
Definitely. So probiotics are healthy for all ages, and breast milk naturally has probiotics in it. And then when you start solids, we usually recommend a food source of probiotics such as Stonyfield Yo Baby yogurt, which now has a BB12 probiotic added in. And this one really in particular is good for a baby's gut health and digestion and will help them as they grow. So I recommend a natural source of probiotics in your food such as yogurt, and that incorporated with fresh fruits, vegetables, other healthy sources of protein and whole grains are all really important building blocks for your baby as they get older.
And you say as we start to get around the 6-month mark, that's when we should be starting to think about using more solid foods, if you will, the yogurts, the avocados, what have you.
Exactly. All those healthy foods that you eat are actually really healthy for babies. And we don't hold off on any foods anymore. You can pretty much feed a 6-month-old anything as long as it's not a choking hazard in a form that they can handle. So you can go ahead and steam, blend, puree whatever you're eating, open a container of yogurt, spoon feed it to your baby, and then as they get a little older, let them start finger feeding around 8 or 9 months. You can cut up a berry into little pieces. You can give them a spoon, and even if it makes a mess, it's really good for them to start eating on their own so they can learn how to use utensils and they can really play with their food and get involved in good nutrition.
Good deal. All right, a lot to discuss, a lot to digest, no pun intended. What's a good website to go to for more information?
For more information and my nutrition tips on what to feed your baby, you can visit stonyfield.com/Yo Baby.
All right, thanks so much. Good to see you.
Thank you.
See, good advice for you. And we'd like to thank Stonyfield Yo Baby Yogurt for sponsoring the segment.